Good afternoon, my lovely followers. It's your queen, Sarah. So obviously a lot has happened this weekend. I'm sure all of you are aware of the situation in Venezuela and how the fascists in Washington have invaded a sovereign country and kidnapped its president. I was shocked when I found out. I had been seeing the United States aggression against Venezuela increasing for a while, but I never thought that we would actually see, an invasion. Boots on the ground, illegal war crime, kidnapping of a foreign president, which is just shocking to me. It's just mind-boggling. And you know what's worse? You know what's worse than the fact that the United States military is a bunch of war criminals and kidnappers and pirates and thieves? It's the fact that the brain-dead, inbred, MAGA retards are cheering for this. Look at their channels. They're happy. They're happy that we just invaded a sovereign nation. They're happy that the U.S. military-industrial complex has created yet another victim. And let me go ahead and make a prediction, about Venezuela's future. It's going to end up just like Iraq and Afghanistan and all the other countries that we intervened in, where, we go in to have regime change and give the people freedom, and then it just ends up with a bunch of terrorists controlling everything because we failed, because we toppled the regime and brought in chaos. And then terrorists and militias and all these other groups are able to seize power when we toppled the leader. That's what's going to happen. We're going to have to watch Venezuela become a failed state. We're going to watch Venezuela sink into chaos. Just like the Middle East, just like all those Middle Eastern countries that we intervened in that we shouldn't have. All those unnecessary and illegal invasions and interventions in the Middle East, where we would topple the government and the dictators and then watch as all these groups take over, and it's worse. That's what's going to happen. We're going to replace the president, Nicolas Maduro, with God only knows who at this point. It's always a failure. But that's okay, because the billionaires, the oligarchs, the military-industrial complex, the corrupt powers that be, they don't seem to care. They don't seem to care that there's an invasion. As long as they get their money. And they will. They're making billions off of this war crime, this kidnapping, this illegal, unprecedented invasion. I know I already made a video about Venezuela yesterday, but I felt like I had to make a follow-up because I forgot some important things that I wanted to mention. Yesterday's video was kind of just wasn't really planned. It was just something I kind of did in the moment. And there were some things I forgot to mention, for instance, how we now have Mercenaries 2 in real life. For those of you who don't know, who aren't gamers, Mercenaries 2 is a video game from 10 years ago. It was the second installment in a series. The first one was Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. It was a PS2 game and an Xbox game. The second one was Mercenaries 2, World in Flames. And that's the one I'm talking about today. Essentially, the plot of this game is that you are a mercenary and you work for the president of Venezuela, Ramon Solano. And you do a mission for him to rescue somebody and then Solano like doesn't pay you, he betrays you and tries to like murder you, and his soldiers shoot you in the butt. That's literally the plot of the game, is that you are a mercenary who got betrayed, and the president of Venezuela shot you in the butt, and now you want revenge. And so you have to play the entire game. You gotta like, and it's a long game. You have to like work with all these factions. There's like an oil company, there's a bunch of guerrillas, you know, like guerrilla fighters, not like the animal, guerrilla fighters. There's the Universal Petroleum, the PLAV, and then later on in the game, like the second half, that's when like the China and the Allied Nations, the Allied Nations are pretty much America. So America and China have a war in Venezuela, and you play as the mercenary, and you have to decide which side to side with. And it doesn't really matter, because you get what you want no matter what. Because the reason you're siding... I'm doing a crappy job of explaining, I know, but the reason why you're siding with either America or China in this video game is because you want to get a nuclear bunker buster so you can like blow up Solano's bunker and get revenge because he shot you in the butt. He shot the mercenary in the butt. That was like a game that I played a lot during my childhood, was Mercenaries 2. I played it on PS2 and PS3. And that's the plot. It's like you get shot in the butt by the president of Venezuela, and you have like this long game where you like do it's like kind of like GTA and Call of Duty had a baby. It's like open world like GTA, but instead of like criminal stuff, you're doing like military stuff, like flying around in helicopters and driving tanks and whatnot and blowing things up. And it's like just a great game, you know. Mercenaries 2, World in Flames. I mean, the reason I'm talking about that today is because, like, this whole Venezuela thing, like, reminded me of that game. It's like, we literally are having Mercenaries 2 IRL, Mercenaries 2 in real life right now. And that's just crazy. It's like, I mean, obviously there's no mercenary involved this time. Like, that was clearly fiction, but, like, it's a whole lot like it, you gotta admit. It's like that game was like predicting this, you know, in some ways. Like, I just thought that was kind of cray-cray how we have Mercenaries 2 in real life. That's like crazy. We have Mercenaries 2 in real life before GTA 6. Like, that's the reality we live in. That we have Mercs 2 in IRL before GTA 6, and that's crazy. This whole situation is crazy and criminal because, like, it was an unwarranted invasion of Venezuela. You know? It was an unwarranted invasion of Venezuela. It was an illegal war crime committed by the orange fascist. And it's just like this video game that I was talking about. It literally is. If I'm going to talk about Venezuela, you know I have to talk about Mercenaries 2. I literally made an Instagram post a few months ago that says the exact same thing. Like, literally the exact same thing. Because I was saying this months ago how crazy that was. That I used to play a video game about Venezuela, China and America having a war over Venezuela, and now we're having that. It's crazy, isn't it? It's like, sometimes life really does imitate art, you know? It's crazy. I just wanted to discuss that, like, how this fascist administration has turned our life into a video game. It has. It has made Mercs 2 reality. I mean, not actually. There's not like an actual mercenary, but you know what I mean. If any of my lovely followers are interested, like, you can feel free to play the game for yourself. It's Mercenaries 2, World in Flames. I think if you have a PS3, you might be able to play it. Or a PS2, but honestly, I'd recommend the PS3 version more, because it's like way more advanced. But anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today. Oh, I also wanted to discuss Marjorie Taylor Greene, because evidently Marjorie Taylor Greene is encouraging a tax protest, which I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like a tax protest could be effective, but we would have to get a ton of people to do it. We'd have to get like millions of people to stand together and do it. Like maybe even an entire state just refuses to pay taxes, and we all have to stand together. Like in theory, that's a good idea, but the trick is you have to get enough people to where they can't just arrest you. Because like if only a handful of people do it, then the IRS is just going to kick down your door and arrest you. So we have to have enough protesters, like millions of them, to where they can't easily arrest us all. That's the trick. And I'm not advocating for tax protests. I'm just saying, like, it's a good idea in theory, but, like, it depends on how it's executed. Like, it would have to be executed really well, you know? It would have to be carried out really well for that to work. I think it could work, don't get me wrong, but, like, we'd have to plan it out and, like, actually get, like, a good number of people to do it with us. If we were to do it. Like, I'm not advocating you to do that, my lovely followers. You know? I don't know if I trust Marjorie Taylor Greene, considering she's a transphobe. She's just another scumbag like all the rest of the politicians. Probably controlled opposition. Because she still defends all the interventions. Like, Marjorie Taylor Greene still acts like we liberated the Middle East. We didn't liberate them. We intervened. It's like we intervened in the affairs of a sovereign country that we should have stayed out of. That was none of our business. And we fought a 20-year war that accomplished nothing and costed us billions of dollars. So yeah. This corporate empire continues to circle the drain. You know, it's trying to expand into South America. And this is just going to worsen the refugee crisis. This is just going to cause even more illegals to flood into our country. I mean, look, in principle, like, the idea of fixing, like, Mexico is a good idea. But, like, how are we going to pull it off? It's like, I think if we were to do that, it should be done through a PMC, through a private military. It should not be the taxpayers footing the bill for this. But that's just an idea of how we could fix Mexico, because, like, I think there is some merit. I know I'm a non-interventionalist, but, like, I think there is some merit to fixing Mexico so we can quit having the refugee crisis. Like, if we fix these countries and make them less corrupt to where the people can live there and actually have lives that are worth the crap, then maybe they won't want to come here en masse, you know? Again, I'm not sure how that would work. There's all kinds of solutions to this problem. And I think that really needs a separate video. But I just wanted to touch upon Marjorie Taylor Greene and the tax protests as well. Because, like, in theory, I get what she's saying. But first of all, I don't trust her. I think she's a traitor. I think she's controlled opposition. She's definitely a transphobe. She's definitely like a bigot. So yeah, I don't trust her. But, like, I think it is an intriguing idea. And if it were properly pulled off, if we could get enough people to do it, it could be one of the things that could bring down the empire. But, I say this with a big but, it would have to be done correctly. It has to be more than just a few people. It has to be millions. It has to be like the population of an entire state would have to stand united and refuse to pay. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure the National Guard of that state would have to refuse whatever orders the president gives them. That is the kind of disobedience that we need. That is the kind of civil disobedience that we need. Now, I don't know if we'll ever have that, because that's a lot. I think eventually, if the economy continues to worsen, we could work our way up to that. But at this point in time, I just don't know that there's enough people willing to commit to that. And if you cannot get enough people to commit, then there's no point in doing that. Because you're just going to get arrested. There has to be enough people doing it to where they cannot easily just arrest you. There has to be millions. So at this point in time, I am not advocating for tax protests, but like, it is an intriguing idea. Anyway, I think I'm slowly bringing this to a close. I just wanted to talk about Mercenaries 2. Because I totally forgot to mention it yesterday. Totally forgot to mention it. How this whole situation in Venezuela is like mirroring a game I played when I was a kid. Yep, the United States is officially the world bully. We are. America is the evil empire. We are the world bully. And I don't want to hear a peep out of Republicans. Like, if China takes back Taiwan, which is rightfully theirs, I don't want to hear a peep out of Republicans. You set this precedent. Like, you started it. So whatever they do now, like, you don't get to complain. You started it. If they complain, I would honestly just shout them down at this point. I don't normally like to do that. I do like to hear both sides, but like, there comes a time where people are just so stupid and so ridiculous and so hypocritical that you just have to shout them down, because they don't deserve to have their voice heard. They don't. They are full of crap. They're stupid, and they don't deserve to have their voice heard. Shout them down. It's like, every time they say something, I'm just gonna like yell at them, I'm just gonna shout at them every time they say something stupid. Because what the United States did in Venezuela is definitely gonna lead to more crap in the future, And I don't want to hear it. Like, whenever China finally decides to take back what's rightfully theirs, i.e. Taiwan, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any Americans whining about that. Because you did the same thing in Venezuela, so you don't get to talk. You don't get to say a word. Like, you shut your mouth. No, like, China can do whatever it wants now. You started it. You set the precedent. You became a warmonger. You are the world bully. And, yeah, you don't get to be the world police. You don't get to pretend you have the moral high ground when you illegally invade another country and kidnap a sitting president, when you violate their sovereignty, violate international law, and set a very dangerous precedent. And they're going to say it. The hypocritical Republicans are going to try to defend their actions. Or if China were to try to take back Taiwan, they would be on Fox News mad. But like, they are full of crap, guys. They are full of crap, my Lily followers. They are absolutely full of crap. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Please like and subscribe and all that streamer stuff. And thank you for your support. Whether you watch just a few minutes or you watch till the end, thank you for your support. Thank you. Please give me a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. I'm trying to spread a positive, non-violent political message. I'm trying to advocate for a better future for my generation. So yeah, That's why I'm standing up against this horrible war crime. Because that's what it is. Like, Maduro needs to be freed. It's like it's atrocious. Like a sovereign, like a president, an elected president being put in a cell like a common criminal. It's atrocious. It's disgusting. And I'm disgusted by it. Well, anyway, like, I hope you guys feel the same way. Like, thank you for your support. I think I'm gonna cut the video here. Everybody have a good week. Happy Monday. And we're off.